Welcome back to class, everybody. Today I will be talking about my episode 2 review for Gleipnir. Now, this show has really taken it up a notch on the wilder standpoint. This shit just like they went above and beyond what I was expecting in terms of just like being like, I don't want to say creepy because it's not creepy, but it's a little creepy. So in this episode, we see Claire and Shuichi finally become one when Shuichi is in his, dog costume form. He's got the zipper up and down his back that she actually opens and steps inside of him. Yes, that is what happens in this episode. So basically, she wears him like a super suit. She becomes basically a Power Ranger Megazord. And kind of from there, yeah, it just kind of keeps getting weirder and weirder. Like they put a lot of detail into like the dripping sweat and shit off of her into the costume and stuff like that. So very odd, but we definitely get a lot of good answers this episode and give us kind of some more context about the world. We finally kind of get to see the background of this assailant coming after them, the track star girl. Basically, she is or was a athlete that came to a school. She's now not doing as well as she used to do. She finds this coin. She puts it in the vending machine, asks for her wish to be like basically faster again or stronger or whatever. And obviously unintended circumstances are she gets those like monster feet and monster, claws or whatever. And so that's kind of her backstory kind of in a nutshell. And it made me kind of think, okay, what did Shuichi kind of struggle with that made him, find this coin and wish for the vending machine, to be this dog man, right? And so it's pretty weird because I thought, okay, maybe because of first episode they talked about him no longer being the one person from their school to get the college acceptance or whatever, which is weird in its own right. Like, y'all have to agree. Like, one person from a high school getting into college is odd. I don't know if that can't be like a common thing in Japan either. But anywho, so I thought maybe his grades started declining or something like that, and so that's why he had, made this choice. But from that perspective, it was weird because he seemed like he had no clue how he became this, and then the track star was like, oh yeah, this is why, this is all the memories that I had about becoming this, right? And so that was kind of where I was struggling with. Like the story set up to this point because it didn't really make sense. It didn't jive between the two of them. But then, we find out at the end, how he became, the mascot. So that was definitely interesting. But it was cool because we did get to, learn about why Claire is so suicidal, what happened with her, why she knows about this stuff. So apparently Claire's sister, Elena, found one of these coins, becomes a monster, kills their parents, and then vanishes. And so my assumption is that's the person she was calling on the phone in the warehouse before she tried to kill herself and stuff like that. But I mean, it kind of, I think, is a contradiction. Why would you try to kill yourself if you're looking for your sister and stuff like that? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I think we'll see kind of going forward how some of that kind of has, I guess you would call it, emotionally and mentally scarred Claire, right? But I think it was interesting when she did, step inside the Shuichi suit. She did share kind of her entire feelings with him and him with her, essentially. Like they had this visual of her like putting her foot through his body as she was stepping into the mascot's uniform. So that was pretty interesting. It's definitely like super weird so far. I think the mystery is certainly worth continuing to watch. Visually, it's pretty decent. I think the OP is terrible. I'm sure some of you will have to agree with me. It's like this really screechy, annoying, like pretty much terrible in all respects OP. I don't know who would have possibly considered that as like, oh yeah, we're going to do this and this is going to be our OP for all the episodes. So definitely a big negative for me. But then we do find out at the very end why Shuichi does not know a single thing about his whole transformation. Turns out somebody had wished for him to become that without his knowledge. which is an interesting mechanic that I think, introducing it to us this early is going to be interesting because, who is this girl? Where's Elena? All these like questions I think that they have to answer. Yeah, and I think that's kind of like mainly it for me. I think the one really cool thing I liked was, he did mention that every time he transforms, he's concerned about whether he can transform back, or if he's going to be stuck like that forever. I think that is a superhuman emotion that all of us would feel as well. Like, I think it would. I challenge you, if you put yourself in this guy's shoes, if you wouldn't be terrified every time that you don't, turn back to human, essentially, right? So all in all, though, I really like this episode. I'll probably give it a 75 out of 100. I would like maybe, they're going really heavy on the ecchi, which whatever, but it's like they're trying to be creepy, I think, with all like, dripping moist stuff coming off of her once she gets in and out of the suit. And then, she's talking about, joking with him that she peed inside of him and like just like really weird stuff, right? So definitely keeps getting weirder. I like the mysteries starting to develop, and but it's, I think a pretty good show, and I'll continue to watch it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
My dreams come true.